at the heart of what physicians do, it's all about the patients. And that carries over into the society. If we're going to be involved in a project, it's got to be something that advances patient care. After Harvey was over with and we were able to step back and look at what the needs were and where we felt like we kind of fell short, we were able to say, let's identify a few key chronic conditions that we would be able to prepare for.
And what that did was it brought a lot of people around the table, a lot of resources to start thinking about what do we do looking towards the future now that we know that this type of natural disaster can impact so many individuals living with diabetes. And from that we developed our next initiative, which is disaster preparedness.
At the shelter, patients were experiencing very high blood sugars because they were very stressed out. Many of the people in their hurry to get prepared for the storm had forgotten to take their medication, and then they had forgotten to take any of their medication with them when they evacuated to the shelter. One of the people that came to the shelter and he had to evacuate, and then the stress of the storm adding to that, his blood sugars went very high. And so by the time that the diabetes educators, we got to this little evacuation shelter, his blood sugar was dangerously high. He was going into what we call diabetic ketoacidosis, which is a condition that you can die from. And we actually had to call the Texas Search and Rescue, who actually ended up calling Life Flight and having him flown out by helicopter to a local hospital so that we would save his life.
Some of us had gone to the evacuation centers here in the city. Some people had gone to places afar. And what we realized that we really needed to have a system.
Major difference that we really want to accomplish is that those who are in need during a time of disaster is that they can find a sanctuary inside that mega shelter, and they can find the right foods, they can find the proper medication and treatment and care.
Medicine, access to insulin, access to other medicines, because of course with diabetes comes other comorbidities that have to be dealt with. And so people may have left their homes, may not have been able to get resupplied, or may had to leave their stuff behind.
What we're hoping is that with what we call a playbook, is that anyone can take it off the shelf and then they know how to set up the shelter.
The difference that this will make for people with diabetes who go to evacuation shelters in the future is that they will have confidence that they're going to be able to be cared for well, and that their healthcare providers are going to have the necessary tools and resources to keep them as healthy as they can during such a tragedy.